Now, CBS 12 News This Morning.
Well, today, more people are burdened by student loan debt than ever. The average college student graduates with nearly $30,000 in debt. The burden also, obviously, for parents who want to help their children out. And joining us now this morning, College Savings Foundation's Roger Michaud. Roger, thank you so much for joining us. You know, just yesterday, Trump administration announcing it wants to put a cap on student loan borrowing. What are your thoughts on that?
I think on the surface it sounds restrictive to parents and to the student. Maybe they're not going to be able to go to the school of their choice. But if you look a little bit deeper, maybe it in some ways changes this escalating college costs that have really grown at double the rate of inflation over the last decade. So it's another way to look at it. Maybe there are pluses and minuses on both sides, but it's great that people are paying attention to this again.
Is the only real reason that that this private education continues, the cost of it continues to rise, just because people will continue to pay for it?
That seems to be correct, right?
Yeah.
If you have recently been on a college tour with a child or a grandchild, it's amazing some of the universities that you'll see, and they're country clubs in some cases, but not everybody's looking at those elite schools. There's plenty of schools where you can manage the amount of student loan debt you may have to take on, just based on taking a look at what career you want and going to the school that probably makes the most sense, both for the student financially as well.
Yeah, I mean, what advice do you give for parents and future college students as they sit down and prepare, not just for the college they want to attend, but the college that they can afford to attend?
Yeah, well, I think the first thing is to keep in mind it's never too late to start having that conversation with your children, even before high school. Talking about career paths, what things that they think they might like to do, and then begin taking a look at schools and setting standards in terms of what we can afford, the commitment by the child as well, and then let's start saving together, parents saving and student saving along the way as well.
And of course, there's lots of other things that people you can find those scholarships. They're out there. It takes a lot of work sometimes with the internet, though. You can spend lots of time to find them. You could save a lot of money that way, too.
It's easier today than it was just 5 and 10 years ago. There's a lot of tools available to try to find some of that merit or scholarship aid. And you got to shop around for the right student loan package as well. You've got to talk to the financial aid counselors at universities ahead of time and talk about what is our best path to make sure that my child doesn't graduate with this tremendous burden of student loan debt.
What else do you tell parents and kids about the things that they need to know before this process gets started?
Yeah, I think knowing that it's never too early to start saving. If you start saving with a newborn, saving $100 a month for 18 years, you could easily accumulate more than $35,000 in savings to be used directly for colleges. Maybe setting some expectations for the children. Should they be working now, maybe part-time during high school and saving on their own? And what we're finding, that's what's happening. 79% of parents today are saving for their child's education, while 45% of that group is paying their own student loan debt along the way as well. So it's a combination of those things. I think having students take a look at the correct career path, what's the right way to go, and contribute along the way as well. And the students are responding in a big way today, according to our surveys.
That's great. Great words of advice from Roger Michaud. Thank you so much for joining us, Roger.
Thanks for having me.